Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive into the details, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button underneath this video and smash the like button so you'll always stay on top of breaking news and exclusive content from our channel. Today we're going to go deep, breaking down every position, every key player, and giving you a clear picture of what the Raiders might look like as they head into the final preseason game. I like to be thorough. We'll start at quarterback, move through the offense, examine the defense, and at each step, I'll give you my take on who I think makes the 53-man roster and why. The numbers you'll see next to players aren't arbitrary. They're me literally counting out the 53-man squad in my head, piece by piece. I pride myself on being meticulous, a man who loves a deal. I always say that here on this show. Right now, we're only 393 subscribers away from hitting 198,000, and when we get there before the Raiders' final preseason game against the Cardinals, I'll be giving away a Raiders jersey of your choosing during that live stream. We're going live 2 hours early for a late-night deep dive, so if you're not subscribed yet, hit that big red button now. Starting in the quarterback room, there are really no surprises. The Raiders currently have 3 quarterbacks, Geno Smith, Aiden O'Connell, and Cam Miller. I believe the team is going to keep all 3. There will probably be rumors floating around about moving on from O'Connell, but I don't see that coming from any legitimate source. Even if the team does consider it, I would be surprised, and personally, I think the Raiders should aim to retain a quality quarterback. Aiden O'Connell still has promise despite some of the more critical remarks made by Pete Carroll recently. Carroll mentioned in a press conference that O'Connell sometimes slows down the offense and even suggested that he wanted him to run at one point, something that's unlikely to happen, but that doesn't erase his value. Ultimately, the Raiders' quarterback room should consist of Cam Miller, Aiden O'Connell, and Geno Smith. Moving on to the running back room, things get a little more interesting. I'm particularly excited about watching Gentry run with physicality. In his recent performances, he's had 7 carries for 33 yards, averaging 4.7 yards per carry, and even scored a touchdown. He displayed a strong, stiff arm and the type of explosive playmaking ability you want from your lead back. If it were up to me, he'd be the bell cow, the player touching the ball frequently and carrying the offensive load. That said, I've been surprised by how much this regime values Amir White. Credit where it's due. White has gotten into better shape and is holding onto the football well. Both he and Most are likely to make the squad. The more complicated decision comes with players like Chris Collier, Sincere McCormick, and Dylan Lobe. After evaluating their overall skill sets and special teams contributions, I'm leaning toward Collier. He's shown more explosiveness and better special teams play than McCormick or Lobe, and pairing him with Gentry's talent gives the backfield balance and versatility. So, my running back group would include Gentry, Collier, Zamir White, and Most, making a 4-man rotation. Turning to wide receivers, Jacoby Myers clearly takes the top spot as the WR1, though there are some concerning reports about him that have surfaced over the weekend. Those will be addressed in tomorrow's follow-up video, so make sure you're tuned in. Trey Tucker and Dante Thornton Jr. are solid locks for the roster. At the lower end of the receiver depth chart, players like Alex Bachman, Tommy Mellott, Jack Besh, Philip Dorsett, and Colin Johnson are battling for the final spots. Whether the Raiders keep 5 or 6 wide receivers, Tommy Mellott and Cody Lindenberg, the linebacker, remain the 2 most uncertain. As for rookies from the 2025 draft, my prediction is optimistic. I think all Raiders rookies will make the 53-man roster. While Mellott may not be fully ready to play immediately, and Lindenberg is a bit of a coin flip, the coaching staff and front office are clearly invested in building for the future. Pete Carroll and John Spytek have expressed confidence in their regime, and that bodes well for rookies earning their place. Based on readiness, Alex Bachman is a safer pick than Mellott, but Mellott will make the team as the 13th receiver. The final 6 wide receivers I project include Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton Jr., Tommy Mellott, Alex Bachman, and another solid rostered player, depending on how the team evaluates final preseason performance. 4 tight ends. Watching Brock Bowers play has been a joy. Michael Mayer is arguably the second best tight end in the league, with Ian Thomas serving as the TE3. Thomas has struggled at times, dropping passes in practice and in the preseason, but he remains a good blocker and possesses some red zone upside. Other tight ends, like Alberto, have shown blocking ability, while Carter Runnan performed admirably but missed a wide-open touchdown from Aiden O'Connell. Additionally, hybrid tight end/receiver players, such as Quadir Ishmael and Justin Charter, are competing for roster spots. Despite some concerns, I would keep Ian Thomas on the roster for his blocking, occasional receiving potential, and experience. However, he's in the bottom 5 to 10 of my projected top 53, making his position on the roster less secure than the others. The offensive line is largely set, covering left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, and right tackle. Draft picks Caleb Rogers and Charles Graham remain developmental projects, and Alex Kappa's ongoing health issues continue to raise questions. I'm hesitant to retain players like Derek Munford, whose performance does not meet my expectations, despite PFF grades that sometimes suggest otherwise. Based on my evaluation, the Raiders will likely carry 8 offensive linemen, though there could be merit in keeping additional depth players such as Dalton Wagner, Lockie Taysai, or Waputnam. Taysai, in particular, has impressed in the run game and will likely earn a practice squad spot as the 17th player overall. The offensive line depth remains a crucial consideration, and while 8 may be the minimum, the Raiders have options if they choose to expand that number. On the defensive side, my attention is drawn to several standout performers. Max Crosby played as if the game were a regular season matchup, showing intensity and focus. Charles Snowden continues to impress, while Tyree Wilson may find himself best suited as a defensive tackle given his physicality and impact. Malcolm Cowan has struggled in preseason, but his $12 million one-year contract likely secures his spot. The edge position includes Tonka Hemingway, who, despite being listed as a defensive end, often aligns in multiple front configurations alongside Tyree Wilson. This rotation allows the Raiders to keep fresh legs and maintain consistent pressure, a strategy similar to the Eagles' rotational approach on defense. Moving further into the defensive backfield, the Raiders' cornerback room has been an intriguing story this preseason. Trayvon Mullen and Nate Hobbs continue to anchor the secondary with a combination of speed, physicality, and awareness. Mullen's ability to read the quarterback's eyes and close quickly on passes makes him an elite coverage corner, while Hobbs brings versatility in slot coverage and special teams. Despite some minor inconsistencies in deep coverage, both are locks for the roster. The battle intensifies in the nickel and dime positions, where rookies and fringe veterans are competing fiercely. Players like Darnell Washington and Zian Gilbert have shown flashes of brilliance. Washington, in particular, has a knack for anticipating routes and disrupting timing, which is something the Raiders desperately need against fast-paced passing attacks. Gilbert, while smaller, is extremely quick in transitions and demonstrates excellent instincts in zone coverage. Between these two, I expect one to claim the nickel spot, while the other provides critical depth and special teams value. Safety has been another key focus. Trayvon Moehrig remains the cornerstone of the secondary, commanding respect in both run support and deep coverage. His communication skills are vital, orchestrating the back end and ensuring the defensive line and linebackers are aligned correctly. In addition to Moehrig, Tyree Robinson has emerged as a solid starter, particularly in sub-packages and covering tight ends. His tackling and range give the Raiders flexibility to mix formations without sacrificing integrity in the deep field. Other safeties, like Derwin James and rookie Elijah Waddle, are competing for the final spot. Waddle's athleticism is undeniable, and his ability to play both safety spots adds versatility. Despite being a rookie, his potential in the nickel defense package cannot be overlooked, and I believe he will secure a spot as a valuable rotational piece. The safety group may ultimately include Moehrig, Robinson, James, and Waddle, striking a balance between experience, leadership, and athleticism. Special teams often separate the good teams from the great, and the Raiders have been paying close attention to these units. The kicker situation appears settled with Daniel Carlson holding the job, but punting and long snapping remain areas of scrutiny. Hunter Niswander has handled punts with a solid average, and his placement accuracy on long drives will be key in controlling field position. Long snapper responsibilities fall to Carson Tinker, whose consistency has been impressive throughout preseason drills. Depth in these positions is crucial because even one mistake on a punt or snap can completely change the momentum of a game. The Raiders are also evaluating return specialists, where Elijah Moore and rookie Jamal Perry have shown the ability to break big plays. Moore's quick acceleration and vision allow him to navigate traffic efficiently, while Perry's raw speed adds a different dynamic that could be exploited in special teams schemes. I expect the Raiders to rotate these two on returns depending on game situations, maximizing field position advantages without risking turnovers. Turning back to the defensive line, rotational depth has been a priority for the coaching staff. With Max Crosby and Tyree Wilson on the edges, the Raiders have elite pass rushers capable of creating consistent pressure. However, interior defensive linemen must hold their own against double teams and maintain gap integrity. Thomas Booker has demonstrated this ability repeatedly, showing a blend of strength and technique that allows him to collapse pockets effectively. Adam Butler provides versatility along the line, able to play both 3-technique and 5-technique positions depending on down and distance. John Alou, as a depth player, has quietly provided significant value in both run-stopping and occasional pass rush scenarios. The team strategy is clear: rotate players frequently to maintain speed and intensity throughout games, avoiding fatigue while maximizing pressure on opposing quarterbacks. This approach mirrors modern NFL trends, where fresh legs and consistent pass rush rotation often determine defensive success. Linebackers continue to be evaluated for both coverage and run support. Jermaine Pratt has been a stalwart in stopping the run, reading blocks quickly and delivering consistent tackles near the line of scrimmage. Alanon Roberts, Devin White, and Jamal Adams bring a combination of size, speed, and instincts that allow for flexibility in defensive schemes. However, coverage remains a concern for some players. Matt Jones, for example, has struggled in space, sometimes losing track of receivers in quick change routes. The coaching staff is actively adjusting schemes to mask these weaknesses while highlighting each linebacker's strengths. Amari Gainer's underutilization remains a mystery, as his performance in practice suggests he could contribute more significantly on passing downs and special teams. Depth is key in the linebacker room, and I expect the Raiders to carry a minimum of 6 linebackers, potentially 7 if they prioritize coverage flexibility and special teams contributions. Defensive end depth beyond the starters is also under scrutiny. Tonka Hemingway has shown the ability to set the edge in the run game while applying pressure on passing downs. Tyree Wilson complements him perfectly with a combination of speed and power that keeps offensive lines off balance. Rotational players like Malcolm Cowan, despite some struggles, provide necessary depth and experience, ensuring the Raiders can maintain intensity late in games. For interior defensive tackles, J.J. Piggy's improvement has been a pleasant surprise. His ability to occupy blockers and disrupt the interior offensive line has created opportunities for linebackers and edge rushers to make plays. Lucky Fu, still recovering from injuries, has yet to reach full football shape, making him unlikely to make the final roster. The Raiders' focus on rotational depth along the defensive line highlights the importance of sustainability across a full season, especially in high-contact positions prone to injury. As the final preseason game approaches against the Cardinals, every position, every player, and every snap carries significant weight. The Raiders' coaching staff, front office, and player personnel department are meticulously evaluating each roster spot, weighing performance, potential, versatility, and special teams contributions. My projected 53-man roster represents a combination of proven talent, promising rookies, and players with situational value who can contribute in multiple phases of the game. Injuries, performance trends, and scheme fit will ultimately determine the final composition, but the Raiders appear poised to enter the season with a balanced roster capable of competing at a high level. With the season opener rapidly approaching, fans can expect exciting matchups, strategic depth, and a roster built not only for immediate success, but for sustained growth and development over the coming years. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The mere suggestion of Jackson's departure has ignited debates about team loyalty, player agency, and the increasingly fluid nature of NFL careers, making this rumor one of the most captivating storylines of the offseason. Observers are dissecting every move on social media, from cryptic posts to training updates, searching for confirmation of the transfer. The Raiders' camp has remained characteristically tight-lipped, fueling the speculative fire even further. Sources close to the organization suggest that Jackson's potential arrival could signal a dramatic shift in the Raiders' offensive identity, moving from a more traditional approach to one centered around a dual-threat quarterback capable of reshaping the field with both arm and legs. Coaches, scouts, and team strategists are said to be engrossed in simulations and playbook modifications, imagining scenarios where Jackson's improvisational talent creates mismatches across the league. Meanwhile, the Ravens are reportedly considering multiple contingency plans, ranging from internal promotions to high-profile trades, as they prepare for life without a quarterback whose agility, vision, and charisma define their offensive game. The rumor has sparked conversations not just among analysts, but also within fan communities, where debates rage over whether Jackson would thrive in Las Vegas or whether the Raiders' supporting cast can match his dynamic play style. Merchandise sales, social media engagement, and betting odds are reportedly already reacting to the news, highlighting the potential economic ripple effect of such a blockbuster move. As the narrative continues to evolve, every word from agents, executives, and even casual observers is being scrutinized for hidden meaning, keeping this story alive in a whirlwind of anticipation, speculation, and rumor-driven excitement. Lamar Jackson's possible transition to the Raiders raises questions about long-term strategy and team culture in ways that extend far beyond the X's and O's of football. Insiders hint that Jackson's presence could attract other high-caliber players, altering recruitment strategies and potentially accelerating the Raiders' rebuilding efforts. Analysts are weighing the risks of integrating a quarterback with such a unique skill set into a roster that may or may not be built to maximize his strengths. The buzz surrounding Jackson's potential move is not confined to professional circles. Social media influencers, sports podcasters, and fan forums have exploded with breakdowns, reaction videos, and speculative analysis, each adding layers of rumor and conjecture. Even casual observers are tuning in, eager to witness what could be a defining chapter in NFL history. Betting markets are reacting in real time, and rumors of Jackson's contract terms, including potential incentives tied to performance and team achievements, are circulating widely. The combination of financial stakes, athletic prestige, and the uncertainty surrounding the decision creates a storm of anticipation, as supporters and skeptics alike analyze every training session, press statement, and insider leak for confirmation or contradiction. In effect, Jackson's potential leap from Baltimore to Las Vegas has become a cultural event, transcending typical sports reporting and morphing into a narrative of speculation, hope, and high-stakes intrigue. Further complicating the narrative are whispers regarding the interpersonal dynamics within both organizations, as sources claim that locker room culture, leadership style, and coaching philosophies are central to Jackson's rumored decision. The Raiders are reportedly positioning themselves as a quarterback-friendly environment, promising creative freedom and a focus on maximizing his unique talents. Conversely, the Ravens are portrayed as facing a sudden identity crisis, navigating the delicate balance of maintaining team cohesion while confronting the imminent loss of a superstar who carried the franchise through high-pressure situations. Commentators are analyzing every nuance, from press conferences to cryptic social media interactions, in a desperate attempt to read between the lines of public statements. Fans are weighing emotional attachments against pragmatic optimism, debating whether Jackson's rumored move will elevate the Raiders to championship contention or whether it signals the beginning of a volatile period for the Ravens. Speculation extends to draft strategies, potential trades, and even the ripple effects on coaching staff decisions, creating an atmosphere where rumor and strategy blend seamlessly. Every insider hint, reported dinner, or unexpected travel pattern attributed to Jackson is magnified and dissected, transforming the ongoing story into a multi-layered saga that encompasses athletic performance, business negotiations, and the unpredictable human element at the heart of professional sports. Amid all this, the media landscape has turned the rumor into a near-daily spectacle, with analysts, columnists, and sports anchors dissecting the implications from every conceivable angle. Podcasts dedicated to NFL rumors are reportedly seeing record engagement, while fan forums overflow with speculation about game-changing strategies, possible conflicts, and how Jackson's playing style might reshape the Raiders' offensive philosophy. The narrative has reached a point where even casual mentions of training camp photos or agent commentary are treated as potential confirmation or contradiction of the transfer. Sports economists are projecting revenue impacts, while social media metrics hint at a surge in Raiders merchandise sales, suggesting that the rumor alone may already be influencing economic activity. If confirmed, the move would mark one of the most significant quarterback changes in recent memory, setting off a cascade of reactions across the league, from rival team strategies to broadcast ratings and fantasy football implications. For now, though, the story exists in the liminal space between rumor and reality, a tantalizing blend of anticipation, excitement, and uncertainty. As the NFL offseason continues, every subtle development fuels the fire, leaving fans, analysts, and insiders alike perched on the edge of speculation, ready to react the moment Lamar Jackson's next move is officially unveiled. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.